Fins up. Football is back. And more importantly than football being back is Miami Dolphin football being back. And it was the preseason. First preseason game versus the Bears. And I do want to give you some of my thoughts from the Bears-Dolphin preseason game. We lost, 27-10. Now, listen, as far as preseason goes, I'm really not concerned about record. I'm concerned about, how the play is on the field. And I think especially with the goal of every preseason game, especially the first one, is to get that players playing time so they could be better evaluated and come out of the contest healthy. That was our goal. Just some of my thoughts here. Unfortunately, we did not come out too healthy at all. I really don't know right now what's the status on Jordan Tripp. Chris McCain both left the game with seemed to be like ankle injuries. Tripp spent the rest of the night in a walking boot and on crutches. Hopefully these players will be able to return quickly, and the boot was just simply a precaution for Tripp. It was sloppy play pretty much throughout the game. Combined 27 penalties for 163 yards. I guess that's not uncommon in the first preseason game. But there were a lot. A key thing that I looked at was I was looking at Miller and Tannehill, and both I think were sharp. Ryan Tannehill finished the game 6 for 7, 56 yards, touchdown. And if you're looking at passer rating, I think he had like a 140 passer rating. He only played in one series, but that's what you wanted. And you wanted to see how he looked in that one series. And his accuracy appeared to be on point. Great decision-making play in that series. Miller only carried the ball 3 times, but, he looked good. Nice long 27-yard cutback. Demonstrated his vision and his speed as they get ready for the season. The Dolphins, I think, did a very good job of getting Miller involved in the game early. I think something, hopefully, that will carry on to the regular season. You look at Sue and Wake. With Sue, I think his presence is not only about his stats on the defensive line, but rather offensive lines, what they have to do to try to slow him down. That should be a stat. Sue made a brief appearance in the game, but the Bears were forced to double team him on every snap. Sue is going to be a monster. And because of that, because of the attention on Sue, Cameron Rake, I think, will benefit from the single blocker he'll be facing. Did you see that hit on Jay Cutler? Wow. A crushing hit by Wake. After Tannehill went out, you look at the backup quarterbacks. Nothing really impressive. Matt Moore, 4 for 9 yards, 4 for 9, 43 yards. Thompson, 5 for 12, 71 yards, 2 interceptions. Even threw in Josh Freeman there. 5 for 16, 76 yards, 1 interception. None of them look really impressive. Especially Freeman and Thompson doing nothing to convince anyone, I think, that Miami should keep more than 2 quarterbacks this season. I think Moore will continue to get more playing time to shake off the rust. The other thing that's, you look at, the kickers are still in battle. Sturgis, Franks, the offensive line. I think that's one of the bigger questions that we had coming into this season, is that offensive line. a lot of people are saying that we should have spent that money on Evan Mattis. So far, Dallas Thomas, Billy Turner are holding the spots. But after I think that Bears game, there are signs that the line might be able to hold on without having to spend that money on someone like a Mattis. But, only time will tell. Thomas, I think, was good at right guard with no major issues. Perhaps he gets the best compliment an offensive lineman can receive, in that no one really noticed him. In that position, if you're noticed, offensive line, you're usually doing something wrong. Not a lot of mistakes. He was not called for penalties. It was a good game from him at right guard. Behind the starters, the offensive line struggled, which could be part of why Moore never really seemed comfortable, I think, at quarterback. But the story of the game really was that the starting offensive line held their own in the first game. So I think that's very key. First game, we held our own. I think Moore needs to be seen more. More needs to be seen more to improve. As far as the backup, who will be the backup, but I think also more will need to be seen before the line can be declared ready for the season in regards to the offensive line. So, really that's what you look at, the first couple of games, things that I noticed. Also, honorable mention, Jones was impressive. Secondary was solid. Rashad Jones appeared to be everywhere when he was in the game, either making the tackle or being the next guy in to ensure the tackle was completed. Really, Jones, nice. He also had a nice pass breakup during his time on the field. Really impressive. Jamar Taylor was good on the boundary, while McCain played the nickel position. Bobby McCain was good in coverage, but did commit a couple of penalties. But so far, even though we didn't get the win, I liked what I seen, especially from the offensive line so far. I might be jumping the gun, but this is at least what I just thought from the first game. Obviously, room for improvement, but not so bad the first game. Remember, it's not all about wins and losses in the preseason. It's about, again, how the team is developing. So, until next time, fins up. Let's go Dolphins.